So all we ask is you don't talk about race, religion, politics, gender, sexuality, and don't make direct eye contact with them.
In the world of comedy, nothing is off limits, or at least that's how it used to be. Today, the stage has become a battlefield where every punchline risks triggering a protest and every joke could spark outrage. But for the comedians who refuse to back down, the hecklers aren't a threat, they're a challenge.
I was performing at a college. Now, colleges are notoriously fun. At least they used to be. College kids used to party, right? Cruise ships used to be boring. Old people who are conservative, they're not gonna laugh. College kids used to, everything has changed.
Colleges used to be fun, didn't they? They were the epicenter of wild energy, late night parties, and pure chaos. Back in the day, college was a place where comedians thrived. Students were ready to laugh, eager to hear something outrageous, and lived for the moment. Now though, everything's changed.
And college kids are like, I'm ready to protest, I just don't know why yet. Should we protest now or wait till later? They're ready. They don't even know what to. They have the sign ready. They're just. What are we writing on this today? Chick-fil-A? Are we doing Chick-fil-A? Are we protesting Top Gun? What should we protest? We gotta protest something. They don't have fun. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
The vibe is completely different. College audiences have gone from carefree to cautious, from let's party to let's protest at the drop of a hat. They're armed with signs, ready to fight for a cause, any cause, but don't even seem to know what they're fighting for yet. Should we protest now or later? They're ready, but they're confused.
Now the cruise ship people are like, make me laugh, I'm ready, yeah!
Oddly enough, it's cruise ships that have become the new comedy goldmine. Cruise audiences, once thought of as stiff, conservative, and overly polite, are now saying, make me laugh, bring it on. Meanwhile, college students are saying, trigger me, and I'm reporting you. Comedy's relationship with these audiences has flipped on its head, and the question is, how did we get here?
So here's what happened. I get to the college, and the student advisor is the lady in charge. She goes, just so you know, we did not have a good experience with our last comedian, and we want to make sure that you understand this is the student safe space. We don't want to trigger them. So all we ask is you don't talk about race, religion, politics, gender, sexuality, and don't make direct eye contact with them. Other than that, say whatever you want. We're really big into freedom of speech on this campus.
Here's a real example of what performing at colleges looks like today. Upon arrival, the comedian is briefed by a student advisor, a kind of comedy referee who lays down the ground rules. She says, this is a student safe space. We don't want to trigger anyone, so please don't talk about race, religion, politics, gender, or sexuality. And also don't make direct eye contact. Other than that, she adds, say whatever you want. Freedom of speech is really big on this campus. Wait, what? Freedom of speech? That's freedom of silence, not speech. What's left to talk about? The weather.
I'm like, race, religion, politics, sexuality. I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? It was out of control. So I said, what if I just say hi to them for an hour and get paid? She's like, that'd be great. And I came out strong. Where's all the freshmen at? They're like, yeah! Where's all the sophomores? Juniors! I looked at my watch, 59 more minutes to go. I did not time that right. Then I started saying, where's all the white people at? Where's the black people at? Latinos, Persians, Asians. Then I started running out of groups. I'm like, Laos in the house. Who else?
So the show starts, and the comic does what they can. Where are the freshmen? A loud cheer. Where are the sophomores, juniors? More cheers. 30 seconds into the set, and suddenly it's like, oh no, there are still 59 minutes left. What now? That's when things got a bit risky.
And then I made a mistake I didn't even know. I said, where's all the LGBTQ students? Make some noise! Yeah, you're here. Yep.
In an attempt to get more engagement, the comedian decided to ask, where are the white people? Where are the black people? Latinos, Asians? Everything seemed fine, until the question, where are the LGBTQ students, came up. That's when it all unraveled.
But I'll tell you what, at that show, the woman got offended. One of the students, she came up. I just called her a she. Hold on. I'm not a biologist. Hold on. They all came up at the same time.
Out of nowhere, one student stormed up after the show, fuming with rage. And no, stormed isn't an exaggeration. They weren't walking, they were on a mission. This student was upset, saying the comedian's greeting to the LGBTQ crowd was extremely rude. But why?
And they look me in the eye and they go, that was extremely rude what you did up there. And I go, what happened? I just said hi. She goes, where's the LGBTQ students? I go, that was nothing. She goes, it's LGBTQIAA plus, you idiot. And then she stormed off. Yeah, I was like, wait, I didn't know they did an update.
All they had done was say hello. Turns out the offense wasn't in the greeting, but in the wording. It's LGBTQIA+. The student snapped, emphasizing every letter like it was a life or death situation.
Did you guys know they did an update? No. If you did, that's cool. You're like an iPhone 16. You're updated. I'm a little older. I'm an iPhone 7. I'm not quite there. iPhone 7 used to be good. It's not as good anymore, but don't hate on the iPhone 7, all right? It had its time. So she was mad at me because I wasn't updated. I had to go home and Google it so I don't offend other students. I go, what's LGBTQIAA+? And the more you Google that stuff, the more the advertisements start changing on your computer.
Apparently not knowing the latest version of the acronym is a crime now. Who knew there was an update? It's like the iPhone. If you're not on the latest model, you're obsolete. And what happens if you don't memorize every new letter? Well, prepare to be canceled.
So now I looked it up and now I know what it is. And what I want to do is educate all of us so we can all be woke together. Isn't that a good idea? We could all get updated right now. Yeah, we all know LGBTQ, but what's I? Who knows I? You know I? Intersexual. I looked at that, I'm like, maybe that's me. That sounds like a dude wants to go to outer space to get some. Yeah! I'm intersexual now. Intergalactic. Like, yeah, forget you Earthlings. I want to go up there, see what's up.
This outrage sparked a deeper dive into what all these letters mean. Everyone knows LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. But then there's I for intersex. That one's new to many. It sounds more like someone planning a sci-fi adventure, intergalactic sexual exploration, than a real identity.
Of course, man. Aliens are hot, so I'm already one of the new letters. I'm I, all right? LGBTQIA. What's the A? Anyone know? Asexual. I looked it up. Someone who has sex with themselves. I'm like, the whole pandemic, that was me too. I'm knocking it out, man. I'm a hella minority over here. I didn't even... I'm doubled up. I'm killing it. That was badass.
Next is A, which stands for asexual. Okay, fair enough, but wait, there's a second A for ally. That's just someone who supports the community. Basically, it's a friend. Here's the thing though, why do allies need a letter? It's like joining a sports team and cheering from the sidelines, but never playing the game. Doesn't seem fair.
And plus means to be continued. There's gonna be more coming soon. I had one lady after a show, she goes, you didn't mention me, I'm pansexual. I'm like, all right, well, I'm in a deep dish, but we can work something out. We'll go get a thin crust. We'll talk about it, right?
And the plus sign, that means to be continued. There's more coming. The community is expanding faster than anyone can keep up. Honestly, there are so many letters now that they might need to create a full song just to help people remember them all. The gay BCSN, if you will.
I'm just saying, if there's too many letters, they're gonna have to make a whole song. That way you could get them, you know? Because, yeah, you're gonna have to learn your gay BCs. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That way we remember every letter.
The problem here isn't just about acronyms or overcomplicated labels. It's about how comedy, a space built on honesty and laughter, is being choked by hypersensitivity. Comedy thrives on pointing out the absurdities of life, breaking taboos, and saying the things others are afraid to. But woke culture doesn't want laughter, it wants conformity. Comedians are being asked to tiptoe around every possible offense, and in the process, the heart of comedy is dying. What's even more ironic is how selective this outrage is. A joke about one group might be praised for its cleverness, while a similar joke about another group sparks protests. The rules are constantly shifting and the goalposts keep moving. It's impossible to keep up, which leaves comedians walking on eggshells, wondering which joke will get them canceled next.
I feel bad for older people, like my father's generation. He's 78 years old. You think he's gonna know it's LGBTQIAA+? Are you kidding me? But he only had 3 letters his whole life that covered everybody. F-A-G. That's all he had. Y'all don't remember those letters.
For older generations, this level of wokeness is downright confusing. People in their 70s and 80s grew up with much simpler social norms. Back then, there were only 2 letters for identity, and they weren't acronyms, they were insults. That's not to say the past was better, but it was certainly less complicated. Asking a 78-year-old to remember LGBTQIA police is like asking them to solve a Rubik's Cube while blindfolded. It's just not happening. The goal here isn't to mock progress, it's to call out the absurdity of how progress is being handled. Inclusivity is a beautiful thing, but it shouldn't come at the expense of humor, open dialogue, or common sense. People need to be allowed to make mistakes, ask questions, and yes, even laugh at themselves. Comedy can't survive in a world where every joke is a potential landmine. It's time to lighten up, embrace imperfection, and remember that laughter brings people together. The woke community could learn a thing or two from comedy. It's not about being perfect, it's about being human. If this clash between comedy and wokeness struck a chord, don't let it end here. Hit the like button to support fearless comedy, share this video to keep the conversation going, and subscribe for more content that celebrates truth, laughter, and the art of standing up to the madness. Comedy's not backing down, neither should we.